Yes, connecting old knob and tube wiring to a 20 amp or larger breaker could create a fire hazard. This is due to several key reasons. Firstly, small wire gauge is a significant factor. Knob and tube wiring typically use 14 gauge or smaller wire. This size of wire is simply not designed to handle high amperage loads. Secondly, there's the issue of overloading. When an electrical circuit is overloaded, it draws more current than it was originally designed to handle. This excessive current flow can cause the wire to overheat dramatically, and this overheating can potentially start a fire if the wire is in contact with combustible materials. Thirdly, the lack of grounding in older knob and tube wiring systems is a major safety concern. Proper grounding is crucial for preventing electrical shocks and fires. Without it, the risk increases substantially. Fourthly, deterioration over time is a serious issue with knob and tube wiring. Over many years, the insulation on this type of wiring can deteriorate, becoming brittle and cracked. This degradation increases the risk of electrical shorts and, consequently, fires. Connecting old knob and tube wiring to a high amperage breaker could allow excessive current to flow through the wiring. This excessive current causes the wiring to overheat, and this overheating can potentially ignite nearby combustible materials such as wood framing or insulation. The National Electrical Code (NEC) plays a crucial role in ensuring electrical safety. The NEC requires that knob and tube wiring be replaced with modern wiring systems. This replacement is typically mandated when a house is remodeled or when a new electrical service is installed. The reason for this requirement is to ensure that the electrical system meets current safety standards and is up to code, minimizing the risk of electrical fires and other hazards. In summary, the combination of small wire gauge, the potential for overloading, the absence of grounding, and the deterioration of insulation over time makes connecting old knob and tube wiring to a high amperage breaker a significant fire hazard. It's essential to replace outdated wiring systems with modern alternatives to ensure the safety of a building's occupants and to comply with the NEC guidelines. The National Electrical Code serves as a comprehensive set of standards designed to protect people and property from electrical hazards. The NEC addresses various aspects of electrical installations, including wiring methods, overcurrent protection, grounding, and equipment installation. Compliance with the NEC is crucial for ensuring the safety and reliability of electrical systems in residential, commercial, and industrial buildings. Several sections of the NEC are particularly relevant to the discussion of knob and tube wiring and its replacement. One key section is Article 394, which specifically addresses knob and tube wiring. This article outlines the requirements for the installation and use of knob and tube wiring, including restrictions on its use in certain locations and conditions. Another important section is Article 310, which covers conductors for general wiring. This article specifies the allowable ampacities of conductors based on their size, insulation type, and installation conditions. It also provides guidance on selecting the appropriate conductor size for a given load. Article 240 addresses overcurrent protection, including the selection and installation of circuit breakers and fuses. This article specifies the maximum allowable overcurrent protection for different conductor sizes and types of circuits. It also provides requirements for protecting electrical equipment from overcurrents. Article 250 covers grounding and bonding. This article outlines the requirements for grounding electrical systems and equipment to minimize the risk of electrical shock and fire. It also specifies the methods for bonding metal parts of electrical systems to create a low impedance path for fault currents. Article 406 addresses receptacles, core connectors, and attachment plugs. This article specifies the requirements for the installation of receptacles, including the use of tamper-resistant receptacles in dwelling units and the use of ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, protection in certain locations. When evaluating an existing electrical system with knob and tube wiring, it is essential to consider the condition of the wiring, the presence of any modifications or extensions, and the overall compliance with the NEC. If the wiring is deteriorated, damaged, or not in compliance with current codes, it should be replaced with a modern wiring system. Replacing knob and tube wiring with a modern wiring system involves several steps. Firstly, the existing knob and tube wiring must be disconnected and removed. Secondly, new wiring must be installed, including conductors, boxes, and devices. Thirdly, the new wiring must be properly grounded and protected by overcurrent devices. Fourthly, all connections must be made in accordance with the NEC. There are several types of modern wiring systems that can be used to replace knob and tube wiring. One common option is non-metallic sheath cable, also known as Romex. This type of cable consists of two or more insulated conductors enclosed in a non-metallic sheath. Romex is easy to install and is suitable for use in dry locations. Another option is electrical metallic tubing, also known as EMT. This type of conduit consists of thin-walled steel tubing that is used to protect conductors. EMT is more expensive than Romex, but it provides better protection against physical damage. A third option is rigid metal conduit, also known as RMC. This type of conduit consists of thick-walled steel tubing that is used to protect conductors in harsh environments. RMC is the most expensive type of conduit, but it provides the best protection against physical damage and corrosion. When selecting a modern wiring system to replace knob and tube wiring, it is important to consider the specific requirements of the installation, including the location, the environment, and the budget. It is also important to consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that the wiring system is installed in accordance with the NEC and local codes. In addition to replacing the wiring, it may also be necessary to upgrade the electrical service to meet the demands of modern appliances and electronics. This may involve increasing the size of the service entrance conductors, replacing the service panel, and adding additional circuits. Upgrading the electrical service can improve the safety and reliability of the electrical system and provide additional capacity for future needs. The decision to replace knob and tube wiring should be based on a thorough evaluation of the electrical system by a qualified electrician. The electrician can assess the condition of the wiring, identify any safety hazards, and recommend the appropriate course of action. Replacing knob and tube wiring is a significant investment, but it is an investment in the safety and well-being of a building's occupants. By replacing outdated wiring with a modern wiring system, you can reduce the risk of electrical fires, shocks, and other hazards. You can also improve the reliability and performance of the electrical system and increase the value of your property. Furthermore, modern wiring systems offer several advantages over knob and tube wiring. These advantages include increased capacity, improved grounding, and enhanced safety features. Modern wiring systems are also easier to maintain and repair than knob and tube wiring. Firstly, increased capacity is one of the primary benefits of modern wiring systems. Modern wiring systems are designed to handle the demands of modern appliances and electronics. This means that you can use more appliances and electronics at the same time without overloading the electrical system. Secondly, improved grounding is another significant advantage of modern wiring systems. Modern wiring systems include a grounding conductor that provides a low-impedance path for fault currents. This helps to protect people from electrical shock and reduces the risk of electrical fires. Thirdly, enhanced safety features are incorporated into modern wiring systems. Modern wiring systems include features such as arc fault circuit interrupters, or FSIs, and ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, which help to protect people from electrical hazards. FSIs detect arc fault, which are a common cause of electrical fires, and GFCIs detect ground faults, which can cause electrical shock. Modern wiring systems are also easier to maintain and repair than knob and tube wiring. Modern wiring systems are made with durable materials that are designed to last for many years. They are also easier to access and work on than knob and tube wiring. Replacing knob and tube wiring is a complex and potentially hazardous task. It should only be performed by a qualified electrician. An electrician has the knowledge, skills, and experience to safely and effectively replace knob and tube wiring. An electrician will also be able to ensure that the new wiring system complies with the NEC and local codes. If you are considering replacing knob and tube wiring, it is important to get several estimates from different electricians. Be sure to ask the electricians about their experience, qualifications, and insurance coverage. It is also important to get a written contract that outlines the scope of work, the cost, and the payment schedule. Replacing knob and tube wiring is an investment in the safety and value of your home. It is a project that should be carefully considered and planned. With proper planning and execution, you can ensure that your home's electrical system is safe, reliable, and up to code. The process of replacing knob and tube wiring typically involves several steps. Firstly, the electrician will inspect the existing wiring system to determine the extent of the work required. This inspection will include identifying any safety hazards, assessing the condition of the wiring, and determining the layout of the circuits. Secondly, the electrician will disconnect the existing knob and tube wiring from the electrical panel and any connected devices. This is a critical step that must be performed carefully to avoid electrical shock. Thirdly, the electrician will install new wiring throughout the house following the NEC and local codes. This will involve running new cables through walls, ceilings, and floors, and connecting them to new electrical boxes and devices. Fourthly, the electrician will install new circuit breakers in the electrical panel to protect the new wiring. The circuit breakers will be sized appropriately for the amperage of the circuits. Fifthly, the electrician will test the new wiring to ensure that it is working properly and that it is safe to use. This testing will include checking for proper grounding, voltage, and polarity. Sixthly, the electrician will provide you with a certificate of compliance, which is a document that verifies that the new wiring meets all applicable codes and standards. The cost of replacing knob and tube wiring can vary depending on several factors, including the size of the house, the extent of the wiring, and the location of the house. However, you can typically expect to pay several $1,000s for the project. While the cost may seem high, it is important to remember that replacing knob and tube wiring is an investment in the safety and value of your home. There are several things you can do to prepare your home for the knob and tube wiring replacement project. Firstly, you should clear the areas around the electrical panel and any outlets or switches that will be replaced. This will make it easier for the electrician to work and will help to prevent damage to your belongings. Secondly, you should remove any valuable or fragile items from the work area. This will help to protect them from dust, debris, and accidental damage. Thirdly, you should inform the electrician of any special concerns or requests you may have. This will help to ensure that the project is completed to your satisfaction. Replacing knob and tube wiring is a significant undertaking, but it is a necessary one for many older homes. By taking the time to understand the process and to prepare your home properly, you can ensure that the project is completed safely and effectively. Remember to always hire a qualified electrician to perform the work and to obtain all necessary permits and inspections. By following these steps, you can enjoy the peace of mind that comes with knowing that your home's electrical system is safe, reliable, and up to code. Knob and tube wiring, while a relic of the past, presents a real and present danger if not properly addressed. Understanding the risks and taking the necessary steps to mitigate them is crucial for the safety of your home and family.